Hey guys, what is going on? This is JackAttack45, and today we have a T-62A review from Tarkin1. He is in the clan CSOP, and he is spawning in here with his platoon mate, who's also in a T-62A, Mr. Grips. So, we are going to see how well a T-62A platoon can perform, and especially Mr. Tarkin1 here today. Now, why do I want to show you guys the T-62A? Well, this is the tank that I think I'm going to go for after my T-54. As you can see, the gun down here is still 100mm, but it has 264 penetration with its APCR rounds. That is the default ammo loadout for the T-62A. Most Tier 10 mediums also have that APCR. 320 average damage, same as the Tier 9, but the heat has 330, which is always nice. So, Tarkin is going to be playing aggressive here. They are playing on Sand River. It is a decent matchup. Tresser, who is in an IS-4, and Tarkin are both very good players, so they are going to hopefully show us how they are going to work this map. He does get proxy spotted here by this T-71, but the IS-7 is going to end up missing that shot on Tarkin. So Tarkin does have to wash out a little bit. There is Artie on each team, so he can't just be sitting up there the whole time, but what he does see is a full health, well, not full health anymore, but almost full health mouse, and he is very excited about that. Now, the first shell, he does end up bouncing, but he does see a T-32, and that is a glorious thing to see right there. He can eat up that T-32's armor all day, as long as the T-32 is not hull down. Now, Tarkin is going to be working this glorious DPM on the T-62A. And the thing that I think that is going to make the difference for me as to whether I want a T-62 or an Object 140 is the fact that the turret armor on the T-62A is crazy, as well as the accuracy of this gun on the move. You can pretty much poke out without aiming, shoot, and go back into cover, and that is what I like about this tank. The laser-guided missile of a gun on this tank. Now, as you can see, Tarkin is using his amazing turret armor here against this T-32 and the mouse, and the T-32 and the mouse are feeling very, very sad right now. The T-32 is not really sure what to do. The mouse has pretty much ignored shooting him, but it is already 0-3, so Tarkin is going to have to keep this gun singing if he wants to end this game on the winning side. And as you can see, he's firing some heat into the side of the IS-7's turret as well as the front of the mouse turret, and it is going through pretty much every time, which is always nice. And he did struggle a little bit with the gun depression there. Obviously, this tank does not have as much gun depression as Object 140 does, have a one less degree of gun depression, but if you can get it into spots like this, nobody's going to be penetrating your turret. So Tarkin is doing a very good job. This is a perfect hold-down position for the T-62A, and I feel bad for this mouse because he doesn't really know what to do. He's only got 2 hit points left, and there he goes. So Tarkin has already done 3,500 damage while doing 1,600 damage to that mouse. So the mouse, not the best driver, didn't really... Well, he is a pretty good driver, but he did not take his Tier 10 heavy tank into the best situation, especially not with Tarkin there doing all that DPM. Now, Tarkin is going to be focusing on the IS-7. IS-7 is a tough nut to crack, that is for sure, but he's going to pen that first shell and the second shell, and he's actually going to shoot it through his drive wheel there, which is a great shot. And like I said, you really don't even have to stop to aim with the T-62A. It's the reticle bloom is basically nil, so pretty cool to see T-62A in action, especially when you don't even have to stop moving and you still hit your target every single time, which is what Tarkin is showing us so far. A little bit of a low roll there, but his platoon mate actually gets a 377 roll, so they're able to finish off that 50B. Now, the IS-7 is coming around behind. Tarkin realizes that and gets out of the way just in time. Very good play there. And Tarkin and Grips are going to have to do some massive carrying this game because it is already 5-8, and it's not looking too good for the team yet. But as you can see, Grips does finish off the Foch up there, and Tarkin is working on this IS-7. Now, obviously, the T-62A's DPM is insane, and this IS-7 is realizing that. He's saying, oh crap, I'm going to have to get out of here. This guy is destroying my health right now. And we will see what happens here if Tarkin is able to finish off this IS-7. The game has leveled out a little bit, but on Sand River, it is pretty tough to break this containment zone. As you can see, right around here is where all the tank destroyers are going to be camping. So Tarkin is making sure not to go out where that IS-4 is so he can avoid the tank destroyer fire. Now he does finish off that IS-7. Good job. He did do 2,000 damage to that IS-7. And he already has 4 kills, and Grips has 1. So they have 5 out of the 7 kills. Should be. Oh, there's 8, sorry. 8 kills. What am I doing? I'm not even looking at the right number here. But they do have 5 out of the 8 kills, which is pretty crazy for the team so far. And if they keep it up like this, they might just pull out a crucial contribution, so we'll see if they're able to do that. But obviously this matchup pretty good for a T-62A. There only are 2 tier 10 tanks left on the enemy team, and Tarkin's team does have 4 left. So at the moment it might look a little grim, but I think that they have the better team setup right now because the enemy team does have a lot of tier 8s left. So hopefully Tarkin can take advantage of that. He is having a problem though because the other team is capping, and their spawn is being overrun by a Waffenträger, a T-69, and an AMX. So he's going to see if he can work over this Panzerfaust. And so far he's doing a really good job, not even really stopping to aim. Like I said, that on-the-move accuracy is just crazy, but the Waffenträger does end up putting 546 damage right into the T-62A. Obviously with that crazy penetration on the Waffenträger, he should be able to pen, but there was a bounce versus his turret, which is awesome. That was definitely needed. He needs to conserve his health a little bit, and he's going to finish off the Waffenträger. So perfect play there from Mr. Tarkin, and he is going to get out of there with only 500 damage taken. Now, he actually did 1,600 damage, the full health to that Waffenträger, so good play from him, knowing the strengths of his tank, the good mobility, the great accuracy on the move, and he is able to finish that guy off. Now, he's done 7,100 damage, and he's not done yet. He is not done yet. This game is already plenty when it comes to a tier 10 medium, but you know what, he's going to decide, that's just not enough for me, I need more. So there's another 12 damage, obviously nothing too crazy, but it is another kill. He does have his top gun, and now he's going to start to work on this T-69. Now this T-69 is a pretty good player, but Tarkin is going to laugh at his futile attempts to try to penetrate his turret and finish him off there. So now it is 12-11. The big problem here though is that somebody is capping the base. Most likely it's going to be the T-62A. T-62A was spotted in the south, and they do the other team still does have a Death Star, so Tarkin does have to watch out for that. But it looks like the IS-4 is going to be rushing the Death Star over there, and hopefully finishing him off. We'll see what happens over there. But Tarkin is trying to move in to cancel. He does actually spot. He might have spotted the T-62A. It might have been the T-28 prototype though, but the artillery actually takes out the IS-4, so that is a horrible, horrible result. The Death Star is still alive, but the key is that the cap was reset. So now they have plenty of time to work with, and Tarkin is in a perfect spot, while this other T-62A is in a horrible, horrible spot. Tarkin was able to go pretty much hold down right there, and that T-62A on the enemy team was basically never going to penetrate him. So good play from Tarkin there, using the terrain to his advantage. Now what he's going to do is he's going to loop around, back around, and try to attack the T-62A from a different angle, because what he wants to avoid is that glorious Death Star right over here. Glorious Death Star would be able to shoot at him if the T-62A were to spot him. Now the Death Star has been respotted. The Jagdtiger is making a push on him, but that is a very dicey situation for a Jagdtiger to be in, especially because the glorious Death Star can one-shot pretty much anything without even penetrating it. I'm not sure how much health yep, I think, yep, there he goes, and he's been spotted for the artillery once again, and it looks like the GW Tiger is actually taking out everybody on Tarkin's team. So not ideal. But what is ideal is that he has 8,400 damage. Now this T-62A has no idea that Tarkin's going to be coming around this corner. Perfect play from Tarkin so far. Really can't fault anything right now. The only thing that I would have done here is I probably would have rushed, because the problem that Tarkin has is if that GW Tiger even splashes him, he's still going to do a ton of damage. So Tarkin is using the terrain to his advantage though. He wants to be able to make sure to take out that Death Star before he moves in. And ooh, that was a tough shot right there. Just barely could see the top of the Death Star. And the Death Star is using the cover to his advantage. Now the T-28 prototype is trying his best. I really don't think he's going to be able to do much there. It looks like, yeah, he is going to get taken out. And this artillery has become the MVP of the enemy team. That is just crazy. So now Tarkin is left in a 1v3 situation. He's already done 8,700 damage. He is spotted now, of course, and his team still wants him to do more. So Tarkin is going to circle out, go around to the south. Now he knows the Death Star was last spotted moving in this general direction here. So what he's trying to do is trying to get around, kill the artillery, and then go back and deal with the Death Star in the T-62A. Now that is perfect. He has spotted the artillery. The only bad thing about that is the enemy team does know that he is moving to kill the artillery. But the Death Star is actually on the ridge. He's moved up to the ridge, and I think that was a little bit of a misplay by the Death Star. I'm not really sure why he would sit up at the top of the ridge like that, but the T-62A has actually moved around behind him. Perfect play from the T-62A, but he ends up missing him, and this is going to be interesting here. Tarkin still doesn't have an artillery behind him, and the T-62A actually hits his tracks with that heat shell, and it looks like he's going to pen that. Oh, wow. Tarkin, you can finish him off, hopefully. And he does actually take another shell, but he has just enough hit points left, and the GW Tiger is coming around, and he actually tracks him with his HE shell, and he only has 3 shells left. One more. Oh, that one didn't penetrate, so he's got 2 shells left. 9 kills, 10,000 damage, and he should be able to finish him off. So this was a crazy, 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 crazy game from Tarkin. And let's go on over and look at that score screen. Oh my goodness. Now, as you can see, Tarkin got Top Gun, Defender, High Caliber, Crucial Contribution, Fadin's Medal, and a Pool's Medal. He destroyed 10 tanks. He destroyed the last enemy with the last shell in his clip. Or in his ammo supply. I can't even comprehend how crazy this game was. 96% accuracy. He hit 48 out of 50 of his shots. 10,300 damage. That was a 26,000 win-8 game. That is just insane. The next highest damage in the game was 4,000. Tarkin did 10,300. So he got a 1,600 base experience win there. And Grips actually ended up doing pretty well. 2,600 damage with 2 kills. But Tarkin just showed him how to play the T-62A like a boss, of course. He did end up making 137,000 credits, but that still was a 28k loss, even with the amount of credits he made, even with premium, because of how much premium ammo he had to shoot. Of course, he had to use every single shot in the tank. 2,416 experience. So awesome game from Tarkin. I just can't even imagine that game. I don't even know. Looking down and seeing how much ammo you have left, that would have been insane. If you would have had to ram somebody, I think that was the only thing that would have made that one better. But awesome to see a Fadin's Medal, a Pool's Medal, a Crucial Contribution, a High Caliber, Defender, all in the same game. So awesome game from Tarkin there. Guys, I hope you did enjoy. This has been JackAttack45, signing out. Peace.